Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sipa Emilia. Sorry about that. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? It's a pleasure having you here. Kindly confirm if you can hear loud and clear. Let's be sure that the audio level is good to go for you. Kindly confirm by typing in the chat section. It's a pleasure having you here, Ma. And also we have Eric Favor that has joined us as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's about 5 minutes after the kickoff time, 2 p.m. But of course, we are starting immediately. So you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. It's a pleasure having you here. I'm going to wait for your feedback in the comment section that the audio is good to go from your end so that we can proceed accordingly, right? So I'm going to wait for your feedback on that. If you can hear me, do respond, do respond. Eric Favor and Sipa Emilia. It's a pleasure having both of you here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Aha, thank you. So Sipa Emilia said thank you, and Eric Favor said yes as well. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure whether I remember seeing your names yesterday because this beginner session, the workshop started yesterday. Kindly confirm if you were available yesterday. Yesterday, we did an introduction to the business. What is trading all about? When to do it, how to do it, and the remaining introductory questions. And also, we looked at the software, the trading application, MetaTrader 5, how to use it to open, to close, and to modify trades. Aha, I guess as much. So Eric Favor said, no, I wasn't. And Sifa Emilia said, I was not here. Okay, as you were not here, I'm going to drop the link because we did the recording of yesterday's class. As of course, we won't be able to repeat yesterday's class today, but we did the recording for everybody in order to do a watch it again. So I'm going to drop the YouTube link. So kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel and then watch it. Then, of course, you have any questions, and feel free to ask. Now, by the way, are you new or are you a struggling trader? Are you a new or struggling trader? Let us know because we need to dive into today. Okay, thank you, Eric Favor. That is the link. So, guys, you can subscribe. You can watch the recording from yesterday and then make sure you ask questions after watching the recording. And of course, that will be tomorrow, right? So let us know if you are new or struggling in this business. Okay, so Sipa Emilia said struggling trader, and then she put the emoji, the sad emoji there. Don't worry, we're going to help you to turn that frown upside down into a smile. Eric Favor says somewhat confused and stuck at ATP. Do you mean at the, please, could we write this properly, please, so that I could read them and understand better? I believe you are trying to say somewhat confused and stuck at the moment. Yeah, but that still doesn't let me know whether you are new or you are struggling. But I believe you might be struggling, but no worries. We're going to help you guys out. You can also, towards the end, you can tell us the main issues that you feel you are having, and then we can quickly give you the solutions to them. Think of this training like I won't say necessarily a therapy session, but think of this training like you are coming over to the hospital, you have one problem or the other, it might be headache, it might be fever, and then you let us know, and then we're going to prescribe to you exactly what to do. Because trust me, a lot of traders are having the same issue. And we have also had the same issue as we have also encountered that over the years. So today, without wasting much of our time, we're talking about market analysis. Market analysis, I'll give you a quick intro to it. Market analysis is the aspect of having a strategy. Everybody must have a strategy and everybody must deploy that strategy. You must have a strategy, you must understand the strategy and know how to use the strategy in order to make money. Remember, you are all here because of money. So we're going to first of all define this market analysis. Market analysis. This is simply the entry and exit based on information. As we just said, it has to do with a strategy, right? And the strategy is simply what you're going to be using to enter and then exit the market. Most traders today, the problem that they have is they are moving from one strategy to the other, but there is no strategy that is 100%, right? There's no strategy that is 100%. Let me give you a quick scenario. You're welcome, Ambrose Annie. It's a pleasure having you here. Let me give you a quick scenario of this market analysis that we're going to be talking about today. Assuming you want to cross the road. Assuming you want to cross the road. Now, answer this question. How will you cross the road? Will you cross the road as A, you just cross the road without looking left or right? Or will you cross the road B, looking left, looking right, and then looking left again? Which one will you pick? A, cross the road just like that without looking left or right? Or B, cross the road looking left and looking right? Okay, thank you. I can see that Eric Favor said B. Thank you for your reply. And it's always good if we are engaging here. You ask questions, we answer. We ask questions, you answer as well. And we do that in good time. Now, we already know more or less what your answer is going to be, but we need to be sure because we're all coming from different levels. Some of us are new, some of us are struggling. But trust me, no matter the level where you are at now, this business is not difficult. I want to explain that to you as we proceed. So you pick B because it made more sense. It made more sense because you're looking left, you're looking right. That's what this business is all about. It's all about gathering information. Because once you look left and right, you are gathering that information. We said it earlier that it is based on information. So you are gathering information that will tell you whether to cross or not to cross. So you are gathering information that will tell you enter and exit. You must understand these things. And that's why we said market analysis is the strategy that you are going to be deploying. So that means that by the time we finish this our session, by the time we finish this our workshop, you would have a strategy that you will be deploying. And it's going to be a simple strategy based on price action, support, and resistance. So what is market? We normally like to define market analysis. What is market? Who can help us out? We know this is very easy, very straightforward, of course, but we want to help everybody out to understand much, much better. What is market? I'm sure we understand what that is. What is market? Okay, I can't see any comments coming in. Let's help you. The truth now is that I can dish out all the information. Okay, greatness, you're welcome. I can see you're raising up your hand. You're just joining us. For those just joining us, you were not here yesterday. Here is the YouTube channel. You can subscribe, turn on the notification bell, watch the recording from yesterday, right, to come up to speed. Yesterday was basically introduction to the business and then the software, the MetaTrader 5, how to use it to open, to close, and to modify trades, right? So you can watch that. And if you're conversant with that already, then you can join us for today's session, market analysis. Thank you. Thank you. Eric Favor said, it is a place where people buy and sell. Thank you for replying. Thank you. So as it is a place for buying and selling, that is market. Thank you very much, which is, of course, we all agree with. Now, what is analysis? Interesting. What is analysis? Now, by the way, as we are asking you the questions, we're helping you to understand everything better. I repeat, we're helping you to understand this business better in a simplified manner. When we say helping you to understand it better, you already have this information in you, but the application of the information is what is key, is what a lot of people are not doing the proper way. The application of the information is what a lot of people are not doing the proper way. So we're helping you to apply it. Who can help us? What do you understand by analysis? I think I can see somebody looking at the ceiling. I think I can see somebody putting the barrel in the mouth. Okay, thank you. Eric Favor again has answered. The rest of us, are we together? Let's try and jump in. We always say that this is a free training, but imagine if you were paying like $5,000 for this training. You'll be the one answering. You'll be the one asking questions. Even before we started, you'd have been here before us arranging chairs and all. So let us try to take advantage of this. Trust me, people are paying heavily for this kind of information. So thank you, Eric Favor said, it is a process. Listen to this, a process. I like that process of putting certain things together, analysis. When we say analysis, as an example, now I want to analyze Eric Favor. What does that mean? It means I want to study Eric Favor. I want to evaluate Eric Favor. I want to break down Eric Favor's process, the process. I want to look more detail into Eric Favor. I want to examine Eric Favor. Do you understand what we're talking about? We're defining analysis and we're defining market. So we're going to bring it together now, and then we're going to say that market analysis is what is simply the breakdown, the interpretation, the evaluation, the examination, the in-depth look, the process, the study of the information gathered from the market that helps us to make a decision of whether to buy or to sell. I hope that was not too much of a tongue twister. Think about it. Think about this definition of market analysis and think of the crossing the road scenario that we just talked about. It is the gathering of information, just like crossing the road. You gather the information, number one, right? As you gather the information, you now do what? You gather the information, number one. What do you now do after? You interpret the information, you process the information. Are we together? As you're understanding these things, this is exactly what it is. This is exactly what it is. Okay, are we together? This is exactly what it is. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Eric Favor again said you interpret. Yes, thank you. So this is how we're going to be looking at this market analysis, and we're going to continue to break it down. The more it is broken down, the easier it should get for us, the easier it should get for us. And we're going to be talking about the fundamentals and the technicals. These are the two that make up this market analysis, the fundamentals and the technicals. Fundamentals is based on news. Fundamentals is based on news, while the technicals is based on price action support and resistance. It's based on what we see on the chart. I remember earlier, Madam Sipa Emilia said one of our problems. I was going to mention it, don't worry. Okay, sorry, it was Eric Favor. Eric Favor said, I have problem identifying the trend. Don't worry, we're going to help you to identify the trend. Identifying the trend strictly has to do with your eyes. Number one, use your eyes to interpret what you are seeing, right? And we're going to help you out with that because interpreting the trend has to do with the technical analysis. And we're going to be touching base on the technical analysis tomorrow. Today, we're going to focus on fundamentals. We're breaking them down so that you can combine the two together. They say that two good heads are better than one. I repeat, two good heads are better than one. So the fundamentals combined with the technicals becomes more and more powerful. I repeat, the fundamentals and the technicals become more and more powerful when you can use them together, right? So let's continue. And we're going to talk about the fundamentals today, as we said. With these fundamentals, we said it is news. What is news? News is information. If you are come, you're welcome. News is information. Simply information about the market. I don't know whether you guys heard this information yesterday about what's happening in the US with respect to the financial group, to the bank. Did you hear about the SVB issue? If you heard, then that is news. So we can gather this news from TV, from radio, from the internet, from newspaper, from different sources. And that is news for you. It is now the news that we need to interpret. Okay, Eric Favor said no. Interesting. That means that for Eric Favor and for a lot of people here, you need to start to reduce the likes of Telemundo. You need to start to reduce the likes of your sports channels. You need to reduce, I don't know whether they're showing Big Brother now. You need to reduce all of those things and start to focus more on the likes of CNN, Al Jazeera, BBC, Reuters, Bloomberg, all of these stations. Eric Favor is laughing. I knew you were going to laugh because a lot of people are guilty of those stations, right? But when you start to pay attention to these news stations, right, you start to get more information what's happening all over the world, right? And then to help you to understand better, because trust me, what we're trading is different currencies, different stocks, different instruments from all over the world. Yes. So this news could either be scheduled news or could be breaking news, scheduled or breaking. Remember, we said it is not difficult. You will be the ones to explain these things to us because it is straightforward, right? Scheduled news. What do you understand by scheduled news? This is news coming out at a particular time. Breaking news. What do you understand by breaking news? News coming out all of a sudden. All of a sudden. Last week was all of a sudden from the SVB financial group, right? And there's issues with respect to consumer confidence, with respect to banks in the US now. People are scared about the money. The money is going to crash in the bank, just like in Nigeria too. Consumer confidence in the banks has dropped tremendously with all the scarcity, with all the confusion, the new notes, the old notes, to accept it, not to accept it. Consumer confidence has dropped, right? So we're going to look at examples. This is an example that's going to help us to understand better. So before the examples, this news could either be good news or could be bad news. I repeat, the news could either be good news or bad news. If it is good news, then it means that we should be buying. Good news simply means that we buy. And then bad news simply means that we sell. I repeat, good news means we buy, and then bad news means we sell. Let me elaborate. Let's elaborate some more on this. Now, let's assume that we get good news that comes out to a country. We get good news that comes out to a country. What do you think will happen to that country's economy? Will the economy go up or will it go down? What do you think? What do you think will happen to that country's economy? Will the economy go up or will the economy go down? Will it appreciate? Will it depreciate? What do you think? Okay, beautiful. I like your comment. Greatness said it will go up. Thank you. And Eric Favor said it will go up. Exactly. So if there was good news now that comes out to Nigeria as an example, what do you think will happen to the currency? What do you think will happen to the currency of that country? Will you be buying the currency or will you be selling the currency? What do you think will happen to the currency of that country? Will the currency of the country go up? Will you be buying it or will you be selling it? You can see we're using information, interpreting it in order to know whether it is a buy or sell. Thank you guys for participating. We always say you participate to help you more than it will help us. And Greatness said buy. Eric said buy. Sipa Emmanuel, thank you for joining us. You said buying. So you can see it's easy to straightforward. And you can always use the examples. We're going to use the examples now to understand all of this in better. You remember we said you have this information in you already. We are just helping you to interpret it. Simple. We're helping you to interpret it. Now, when it is bad, because we said good is up, then you should say bad is down. But let me give you an example. Like the war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine, is that good or is that bad? The war in Ukraine, is it good or is it bad? What do you think? The war in Ukraine, is it good or is it bad? We already know the answer. It is straightforward. We want you to just participate. Your participation, trust me, indirectly is going to help you to understand this better. And once you understand this better, it's going to take you much closer to that place you want to be. You need to be. You need to be at that place where you are making money, you are being profitable on a consistent basis. Some of us are making money, losing more than we're making, and so on. Eric Favor said bad, Sipa said bad, Greatness said bad, Efiakam said bad. Now you can see we're all participating. Thank you. And because this is bad, what do you think people were doing to the currency of Ukraine, especially those in Ukraine? They were selling it. They were selling that currency fast right from the beginning. The war is over 1 year. There are a lot of people that have left Ukraine now. So as they're leaving, they're selling the currency very fast. And then they're buying another currency and moving to a nearby country or moving to different places out there. Thank you, Eric. People said selling. I hope it's making sense. I want to believe it is making sense for everybody because now we're going to look at examples. We've already said examples, by the way. Through that explanation of good or bad, we've already said examples. But let's look at some more examples of breaking news. When we finish, hopefully we finish in good time and you have good time to ask questions. So let's look at some more examples of breaking news. Breaking news simply means all of a sudden. Last week was the SVB all of a sudden news. Of course, that was bad. Because it was bad, we should be selling. Let me give you some other example. Think of this example, guys. We all know about the COVID, obviously. We all wore face masks not too long ago, hand sanitizer, and the rest of them. Now, when the COVID came out 2019, it was ending of 2019, COVID from China, right? There was this period, March 2020, from March 2020 and upwards a bit for a few months thereabout, there was lockdown in Nigeria, there was lockdown in Africa, in America, in Europe, all over the world, there was lockdown. Now, who can help us? What do you think happened to Netflix? We know Netflix. What do you think happened to the shares of Netflix? Who can help us out? What do you think happened to the shares of Netflix during the lockdown from COVID in 2020 March? Netflix. Netflix is that platform where people watch movies, they watch series, they watch documentaries, and so on. Anybody? Now you'll be the one to explain to us because of your understanding. Eric Favor said selling, it increased. Okay, sorry, you said it increased. Then Superman Emilia said made profit. What do you mean by made profit? The company made profit. You know, when we ask these questions, it's for you to use what we have been using, the pattern we have been using, and you say it is good, it is bad, it's appreciated, it's depreciated, right? You need to use the same pattern that we're talking about. Who made profit? Was it you? Was it the company, Netflix? So let's understand, right? Because the truth now is that you, as a trader, you can make money whether from buying or from selling. Hope you understand, right? So that's the reason why we're asking, because we know, we understand, we all understand this, but we want you to follow it in a particular pattern. Sipa Emilia said, us, right? Let me explain better. The shares of Netflix, and tell me guys whether you agree or not. The shares of Netflix, it appreciated. Why did it appreciate? It appreciated because people were in lockdown mode, were at home, nothing to do, and they resorted to watching movies, watching series on Netflix. And because of that, it helped the shares of Netflix stocks to appreciate. And as they appreciated, it means that if we're going to make money from that, we should have been buying. It should have been a buy scenario for us. Simple. Let me ask the same question. The same COVID period, the same 2020 March. What do you think happened to crude oil? What do you think happened to crude oil that period? Basi Oil, you're welcome. Abel Innocent, you're welcome. You're coming in late, by the way, but you're welcome all the same. You should always come in on time. The video is being recorded as usual, and you can get the recording through the YouTube channel. Sign up for the YouTube channel, right? Subscribe, and then you get the notification when it's being uploaded and all. So who can help us out? The same COVID period, 2020, March, lockdown. What do you think happened to crude oil? Anybody who can help us out, think about it. This is a period that we actually lived not too long ago, 2 years ago. Who can help us out? What do you think happened to the COVID period? Crude oil? Nobody? No answer? Wow. I was expecting us to answer very fast. Remember, we said we should be participating, engaging. No problem. I'm going to help you. That period of the crude oil, people were not going out, right? There was no movement here and there. And then what happened to crude oil? Crude oil was not in demand. It was not in demand. But during that period, it dropped in value. So we're supposed to be selling. You can see Afiacam said increase in price. The crude oil increased during COVID period where people were not going out, they were not going to work, they were not driving, people were not buying petrol, companies were not buying crude oil, they were not spending money on diesel, sorry, for the for the office running. And the truth now is that a lot of companies even said it was actually a good period for them because they reduced the overhead and all. So because of that, the value of crude oil dropped. I don't know whether you guys can remember, there was this period that they were saying that Coke was more expensive than crude oil. I don't know whether you remember that period. A bottle of Coke was more, because the crude oil dropped heavily. Because as they were still producing crude oil, the storage facilities were getting filled up because they could not export, they could not take the crude oil out. And then it crashed. I don't know if you guys heard. Thank you. And Eric Favor said yes. Let's look at one or two more examples of this breaking news, and then we'll cross over to scheduled news to help you to understand much better. Don't forget, we're starting with fundamentals first of all, and then tomorrow will be technical analysis. And then tomorrow we're going to show you how to combine the two of them together, right? Unfortunately, I missed out on a trade earlier today. I have not gotten any trade this week yet, but I will show you, especially when we cross over to the technicals, right? How to look at the chart, how to pick trades yourself, which is very, very key, very, very vital for traders, right? A lot of people are just joining us late, not really sure why, but let's continue with the class that we have. The recording is available for anybody that needs it on the YouTube channel. Let's look at one or two more examples. Let me see. A quick one, let me think about it. An example for you. Okay, now let's look at this one. Based on the death, yes, exactly. Let's do this one. Based on the death of the Queen of England, right, which was last year. What do you think happened to the pounds? The pounds, did it appreciate or did it depreciate? What do you think about that? The pounds, did it appreciate or did it depreciate when the Queen of England, when she passed away? Remember we said this is information that we're trying to interpret. So once you interpret it, it must make sense, right? So once we interpret it, hopefully it makes sense to us. Now look at it this way. Eric Faber said depreciate, depreciate. Greatness said it's appreciated. Sipa Emilia said depreciate. You can see we're having different ideas of your understanding. Now, guys, give us your reason. Give us your reason. It is your reason that will ultimately help us to know whether we are on the same page or not. It is that reason that you mentioned that would help us to know whether we are on the same page or not. Okay, so I'm waiting for you. It is that reason that would help us to know whether we are on the same page or not. Okay, we're going to wait a bit for you because it is very key, very important that we combine it together based on this information that we're talking about. Guys, nobody, you told us it depreciated, told us it appreciated. What is your reason? Nobody's answering. We're talking about the death of the Queen of England. Let me help you out, okay? Greatness said different people were trooping into England to witness the funeral. Do you agree with Greatness? Thank you, Greatness. And I'm scrolling up. Greatness said it's appreciated, meaning that the pounds appreciated in value. And Eric Favor that said depreciated, the opposite said it depreciated because they stopped some things to mourn the Queen. They stopped some things to mourn the Queen. Now, which of the two answers do you think makes more sense? Think about it. Fine, they would have stopped more things, or they would have stopped a few things, but think about it. Were they people? Were they people trooping, as Greatness says, trooping into England? Think about it. Because the truth now is that this scenario, right, you can look at it like a World Cup scenario, right? What happened to that country during that period? Were there plenty people there or were there plenty people out of it? Because the truth now is that plenty people going to a particular country will make the value of that currency to appreciate. Why? Because they will be spending that currency like a World Cup scenario. People will be spending the currency of that country. Like the death of the Queen of England. People will be going to, did people go to England from Nigeria, from different parts of the world? When there's celebrities in England at that point in time, there were world leaders in England as well. There were presidents. The president of the United States, Joe Biden, his wife, they were there. Different dignitaries were there from all over the world. What do you think they were doing to the pounds? They were buying the pounds because that's the currency they're going to use to eat over there. That's the currency they're going to use to sleep in hotels. That's the currency they're going to use to transport themselves here and there. Do you understand? Sipa said, I wanted to say that more overused of the currency. They used that currency during that period. So that currency was in what? It was in high demand. Think about it. Everything at the end of the day has to do with demand and supply. Price is all about supply and demand. The demand is higher, the price will go up. The supply is higher, the price will go down. It's all about the supply and demand. Simple. Are we together? That is what it is all about at the end of the day. And thank you, Eric Favor said, yes, we need to be together. If you understand, that's what we said, that we have this information. It's just interpretation that we're helping you to, to solidify. So there are lots and lots of examples, there are lots of things for us to understand based on the breaking news. And if you think of anyone, interpret it yourself, you'll notice that you understand it, you are getting it. Now, with that breaking, we want to cross over to scheduled. Let's cross over to scheduled now. And scheduled simply means news that you're getting from different places. So you know that news, your birthday, right, is coming out at a particular time. That is scheduled news. You know that your Christmas is coming out at a particular time, scheduled news. Ramadan, Independence Day, this one, elections, everything is coming out at a particular time. That's why it's called schedule. Schedule has to do with time and date, specific time and date. So we have different places, like we have the likes of Bloomberg. We use Bloomberg. Bloomberg is on TV. I'm not sure. I think on DSTV is 411. That's what we said earlier, that start watching more of news and pay attention to what's happening out there in the world. It will help you out tremendously. Excuse me. To help you out tremendously to understand what is happening out there in the world, right? So we're going to do something now. We're going to cross over to a particular website because we have different websites where we get this news from. We have forexfactory.com. I'm going to just quickly type it out for you. We have forexfactory.com. That's forexfactory.com. We have forexlive.com. We have Bloomberg, as we mentioned earlier. We have Bloomberg. You can see I'm writing it out for you guys. We have Reuters. I'm sure you must have heard about Reuters. So you have a lot of sources that you can get all of this news from. So we're going to be using the first one, forexfactory.com. I'm going to cross over to the Forex Factory website now. And you can as well join us. So that is it, forexfactory.com. You can see in front of you right here. So forexfactory.com, we're going to look at the news and we're going to interpret it. We're going to interpret it very, very fast. I'm going to show you a very fast way to interpret it. Because if we were to ask you, when you want to start making money? Let me ask that question. When you want to start making money? Madam Sipa said, wow, did not know this. I believe you were trying to say did not know this from the tone of the wow. Did know this, did not know this. Stop rushing so that we understand what you're trying to say. Okay, so if I were to ask you, when do you want to start making money? What would your answer be? By the way, for those just joining us for the first time today, my name is Tolu Olatunji, and this training is brought to you by the broker 10 Trade. 10 Trade is the broker of choice. Okay, Faircam said immediately. Okay, Sipana said, wow, didn't know this. Okay, didn't. Greatness said now. Eric Favor, you sent a message to me privately, but I'm sure I can read it out for everybody to see. You said as soon as possible. Basi Eyo said now, meaning that no, even yesterday or a minute ago, that's when you would have loved to have made money, right? Correct. And that's why we're saying, let's pay attention, let's understand this because you have the information, you understand this, just like Madam Sipa Emilia said, didn't know this, and I believe she has been trading for a while. It simply shows that a lot of us have been trading for a while, but we did not have the proper information. That's it. So we want to help you to interpret this news that you have in front of you fastest within, I won't exaggerate, but we can interpret it in less than 5 seconds. We're going to just take our time a bit, right? But in less than 5 seconds, you can interpret it because it is interpretation you get, first of all, the application that you need to work on. March, Monday, that was yesterday, March 13. Today is March 14, Tuesday. You can see all of this news came out at this time. And by the way, we are focusing on only the red ones. Sorry, let me just do something for you guys. Let me clean this up first of all. Then let me go back to the home because the home should give us all the news for today. We can use this one. This one should be better for us to understand. So this is the news for today. The other one, I'll show you the news for the week. So today is March 14. All this news came out at 12:22 a.m. right from the morning all the way down to night, 10:45 p.m. These are the time of the news that are coming out for all these different currencies, as you can see right here. We have different currencies, AUD, pounds, the pounds that we talked about for the Queen not too long ago, Switzerland francs, euros, and so on. Then we have all of this impact. If you look very well, we have yellow, we have red, and we have orange. For these three, if I put the mouse on yellow, it says low impact. If I put it on orange, it says medium impact. Put it on red, it says high impact. These are the values based on the impact, meaning that the impact when the news drops is either going to be very volatile or just minute and so on, right? And we pay more attention to those that are very, very high impact because the explosion is going to be real. It's going to be very heavy at the end of the day. So these are all the news. These are all, even if you don't understand the news, don't worry. As we said, we can help you to understand this in less than 5 seconds. And we're going to help you to do that right now. So in less than 5 seconds, guys, look at this now. You can get more details on the news over here too by clicking on these folders. You click on the folders, they open up, they give you more details. But in less than 5 seconds, this is the interpretation, right? Now we have the actual here, we have the forecast, and we have the previous. It seems some of us, we might be having internet issues. I see some of us, the internet is going in and out. So don't worry, the recording will be made available on the YouTube channel after. So the previous now, you can see this previous. We don't pay attention to the previous because the previous is what came out the last time. It's not an indication of what might come out this time because we work with what we have right now. That is previous. We don't pay attention to previous. Forecast is a prediction. You are forecasting something. You are predicting something. It doesn't mean that that is what it is going to be. So the forecast, we don't work on the forecast because the forecast can easily be misleading, right? So we don't work with the forecast, but rather we work with the actual. We work with the actual. And this actual, in less than 5 seconds, you can see the value of this actual is 0.0%. Because the color is black, you're focusing on the color. The color is black. Because it is black, it is neutral. We are not buying, we're not selling this currency at that point in time. It is neutral. This -4 for this actual that came out at 1:30 a.m. is black, and black is neutral. We are not buying, we're not selling. But this one that came out later at 8 a.m., right? You can see over here, it came out later at 8 a.m. The color is what? The color is green. So green is what? Green is good. So green is a buy. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at it in this manner in order to understand it much, much better. And trust me, once you understand it, you know exactly what to be doing, what to expect from this currency, from that currency at different points in time. You understand much better what to expect, when to expect it at the end of the day. This has been a major issue for a lot of traders up to date, but we are helping you within a short period of time to understand this thing better so that you can take advantage of it, right? So green is buy, black over here is neutral, green here is buy, red is sell. Red is sell. This red too is sell. Can you see what we're doing? You can either have 3 colors. Black is neutral. You are not buying, you are not selling. Green is what? It's good. You are buying that currency. And then red is bad. You are selling that currency. Now, don't forget, we said something earlier that we are supposed to combine the fundamentals and the technicals together. We're supposed to combine. We combine all the time the fundamentals and the technicals together. And that is the truth. That is how you're supposed to be trading. So please, as you're getting this information, don't forget that tomorrow, when we talk about the technicals, we'll show you how to combine them together. Very key, very, very important at the end of the day. And that's what we want for everybody. We want everybody, without an exception, to have clarity on what we're doing here. Once you have clarity, then you know how to approach the markets the proper way. Very simple, right? Do you guys understand this? How to interpret the news from Forex Factory, and it will tell you whether it is good or bad. It will tell you whether you are buying or you are selling that particular currency. And then don't forget, it is 2 currencies. It is 2 currencies that you are dealing with. You cannot be, sorry about my handwriting, you cannot be buying only one currency or selling one currency. It is one currency against another. When you go to the market, remember we're talking about markets. When you go to the market, you should know already that you are buying something while selling something. You are selling your Naira to buy another Naira at the end of the day. And that is how trading is. Okay? Somebody sent me another direct message. Guys, send your message, let everybody see it. Right? The person said yes. So I believe I can say this out, but please send your message to everybody, let everybody see it. Only if it is a private message, then I might not read it out. Sipa Emilia said, when I am ready with my strategy. Oh, yeah, of course, for you to make money. That's why you are here. We're here to help you out with the strategy. Don't forget that market analysis is going to help you to build this strategy. And this strategy is based on what we're talking about right now, right? So let us continue with what we have for you, right? First of all, we hope that it is making sense. Is it making sense? Are you understanding what we are talking about? But if you're understanding, trust me, you can do what? You can make money from all of this. And as you can make money, that is why you are here. We want to ensure that everybody can. Sipa, Emil, I don't know why I keep on saying Emmanuel. Sorry. Sipa, let me just say Sipa, please. Said yes. Eric said yes. Sipa said like this. Yes, you can all make money. So let's do something. We're going to show you now how to pair two currencies together. You must know how to pair two currencies together. And when we do this, please take note. You have to practice. Don't just get this information and then keep it by the side, but you make sure you practice, practice, practice. Thank you. Greatness said yes. The more you practice, the better you get. Very key, very, very important. So let's really do this. Let's cross over to the slides. Guys, you can do a screenshot of this if you want. This is the scheduling that we just talked about now. And we talked about Forex Factory here. So what we want to do, we want to show you how to pair two currencies together. Once you understand how to pair two currencies together, and trust me, it's going to help you out much, much better. We have people just joining us now, not really sure why, but you can get this recording on the YouTube. That is why, because we know at times people will join in late. We don't know why. Maybe because it's a free session. And we know at times also people might be having internet issues. And for internet issues, we always advise, please have more than one internet provider. Have more than one internet provider, right? In case one is down, you switch to the other. So that is the YouTube channel again. So now let's look at how to pair together. I believe you've written this down or you've taken a screenshot of this. Let's cross over to this. Now, guys, pay attention, please. We need your full attention. That is the only thing that you are paying in these our sessions. Remember we said some of us, internet is going in and out, right? You can get access to the recording. We know the situation of Nigeria. It depends on your location, number one. And even besides, the internet is not always reliable as such. So make sure you have more than one provider, right? I won't mention providers because obviously I'm not doing advert for any company. And then also it depends on your location. So currency pair, how to pair two currencies. You have X over here, that's the first currency, and you have Y over here, that's the second currency over here. So we're looking at this pairing to understand it better. Let me change the color quickly. Sorry, let me just change the color. X is one, right? We call it the first one, and then Y is the second currency over here, right? So as we have these currency pairs right in front of us, it's going to help us to understand much better, right? I repeat, X is the first currency and Y is the second currency. I don't know why these colors are looking dull in my eye, but let's continue. So X being the first currency is known as the base currency, while Y being the second currency is known as the quote or the counter currency, the quote or the counter currency, right? So as we have the quote or the counter currency, X is the base currency. Understand this. If X is euro, can Y be euro? I repeat, if X is euro, can Y be euro? Of course, the answer is no. It's only in Nigeria that we're using Naira to buy Naira. We're using Naira to sell Naira and all, right? Only in Nigeria. God bless our country, right? So do you understand the concept? X could be USD and Y could be Japanese yen. X could be pounds and then Y could be Canadian dollars and so on. So we have these two currencies, and this is the two currencies here, X and Y, X and Y. And if you cross over, let's really cross over to the trading application. Let's cross over to trading application. I want to quickly show you guys something. On the trading application, where is it? The MT5, where are you? Right, so we cross over to the MT5 now. Okay, I sent it. So this is the MT5. Remember yesterday when we clicked on new order to place a trade, you can see you could either be clicking on sell, you can be clicking on sell or clicking on buy the AUD USD. So it's either sell or buy that you click on. So the question is, when you click on sell, which of these two are you selling? When you click on buy, which of these two are you buying, right? That is why we want to explain this to you thoroughly. So back to the slides. When we click on sell, when we click on buy, which one are we buying? Which one are we selling? Now look at it very well. It's easy, straightforward. When you click on buy or click on sell, no matter which one you click on, whether buy or sell, you are attacking the first currency. The first currency here is the X. The first currency is the base. Remember, the base. So that means that when you click on buy, you are buying X. This is what you have here. When you click on that, you are buying X. And you're doing the opposite to the Y, which is sell Y. When you click on sell, don't forget you're selling the first one, sell X. And you're doing the opposite to what? To the second one, which is buy Y. Do we understand what we have just done here? This is the pairing. You need to understand pairing because you are going to be pairing two currencies together. You can get information from one currency and then you automatically pair it with another currency. And you get this from the Forex factory. Remember from the Forex factory that we are just coming from, you pay more attention to the news, to the high impact news from the Forex factory. Very key, very, very important for us to understand. You pay attention to the high impact news because those are the ones that carry the most volatility in the market. Those are the ones that move the market the most. And as they move the market the most, we need to be careful with them because that is a period that a lot of traders could easily lose money at the end of the day. Do you understand what we have done, guys? We need your feedback on this. Do you understand this pairing? Look at it very well. Two pairs, the two currencies rather, making a pair, X and Y. X is the first currency known as the base. Y is the second, quote or counter. You could either click on buy or click on sell, right? And then whether you click on buy or you click on sell, you're always attacking the first one, which is the X, always attacking the X. Very key, very, very important. Okay, thank you. You all said, yes, you do, and yes, you do. Because you have said yes, you do, now let's look at this example right in front of us. You are going to help us to interpret this. Once we interpret this, we do Q&A, and then we call it a day as we try as much as possible not to take much of our time, right? And not to make the recording too lengthy. Now let's assume like the Queen of England that we mentioned not too long ago. The Queen of England, she passed away, and we know we're supposed to be buying the pounds because a lot of people going there. The demand for the currency would appreciate, and because it's going to appreciate, you can make money. Remember we said when it's going to go up, you can make money by buying, and when information is going to lead to down, you can make money by selling. And that's the good thing about this business. You can make money from either buying or selling. So now we have the Euro GBP. Who can help us? For this first one, we have one, we have the second one, and then we have the third one here. For the Euro GBP, are you clicking on buy or are you clicking on sell based on this information telling us to buy GBP? So we're expecting you to expand for buy this Euro GBP and expand for sell GBP, Euro GBP, and find out where this one falls under. Let's find out from you what your answer is. Remember you said you understand it. You might have to watch this video again to understand it even better. The more you watch, the better you understand. The better you understand, the easier it is for you to get that money that you are trying to get, because we're all trying to get money from the business. Okay, Basi Ayo said sell. Greatness said sell. Interesting. Guys, are we together? As they are saying sell, we're going to interpret for sell. And Basi Ayo, wait, we didn't say do number 2 yet. Let's wait for others. Basi Ayo is already on the roll. Okay, and Sipa said buy. I believe you're saying buy for number 1. Am I correct? I believe you're saying buy for number 1. I believe you're saying buy for number 1, right? We're going to okay, you said buy for number 1. Yes, we're going to help you now. Just give me a quick second. We're going to help you now. So this is it. This is it. If you look at what you said over here, let's look at the sell first of all. Okay, if you look at what we just said over here for sell, I'm going to help you. So you said sell. Most people said sell. I'm going to put sell here. I am saying sell euro, right? Euro GBP. You remember, whatever you put over here, you are attacking the first one. You're attacking the first currency here. So you said sell. It simply means you're selling what? You're selling euros. You're selling euro, right? Selling euro. What are you doing to the second one? Automatically, it is a buy. You are buying GBP, right? So this is what most people said. So this is the first answer I got. That's why we're working with this one. So the information said buy GBP. Is it buy GBP? Yes, it's correct. So because it's buy GBP, the answer is a sell. Because if it was a buy you clicked on, then you know you are buying the first one, you are buying the first currency, and then you are selling the second one. And this second one is sell GBP. It doesn't tally with this. So it is not a buy. The answer is sell. Hope you understand that. Madam Sipa, hope you understand that. Right? That is number one. Number one, the answer is sell, right? So let's try it for number two. What is your answer for number two? Number two, who can help us? What is your answer for number two? Your answer for number two, who can help us out? I know Basi has already given us the answer for number two, but we need now everybody to be on the same page. Your answer for number two is what? Let's be together. Number two, Eric Favor said sell. Greatness said buy. Efiakam said buy. Abraham said buy. Sipa said sell. Well, it seems some of us still do not understand because some of us are saying buy, some of us are saying sell. Let me clean up these markings and then help you out again quickly. Remember the information said buy GBP. Buy GBP. That means that for this currency pairs that we have here, whether we click on buy or click on sell, whether we click on buy or click on sell for all of this, it must give us buy GBP. So you must be able to test it. You must be able to test it. For this second one, you notice that for this one here, right, for this Euro GBP, the GBP is the second currency. Then for this one here, the GBP is the first currency, right? So now look at it this way. For this GBP USD, let's assume you are clicking on buy. When you click on buy, let me ask everybody this question. When you click on buy, which currency are you buying? When you click on buy for this Euro GBP, which currency are you buying? Let me also write it down here. When you click on buy, all right, remember it is buy GBP. Permit me to use GU. It's easier for me for writing. G is for GBP, U is for USD. When you click on buy, which of these two are you buying? Who can help us out? Let me put equals to here. Now, as we always say, you need to practice. You need to practice. You need to practice. Abel Innocent said GBP. Efiakam said GBP. Sipa said U, that you are buying U. Now you can see where the problem is. We have explained this many times. I will explain it again. And please pay attention, Sipa Emilia. When you click, whatever you click on over here, whatever you click on here, whether it's a buy or sell, you're always attacking the first one. That's what we said earlier. So if we're clicking on buy, because it's a buy we clicked on, automatically we're buying the first one. Do you understand that? Because we clicked on buy, we're buying the first one. So that means that it is now going to be a buy G, and the G is pound. We're buying G, right? So as we're buying G, the first one, what are we doing to the second one? We're doing the opposite, because you cannot buy pounds and then buy USD. So as you are buying pounds, you are selling U, which is USD. Please, you might need to watch this video again and again and again. Aha, now you said, okay, got it now. Exactly. Whatever you click on here, you attack the first one. That's what we said earlier. You always attack the first one. This will help you to understand better. Right? So we clicked on buy. Most people said buy. That's what we're using buy. Because if you had clicked on sell, let me show you. If you had clicked on sell GBP, let me just write G for GBP and U for USD. If you had clicked on sell, you're attacking the first one. And then that means that you are selling what? You're selling G, which is GBP. You're selling G, right? And as you are selling G, the information here said buy GBP. So you already know that this is not buy GBP. So that means that it is not a sell. The answer is a buy. Do you understand? The answer is not sell, but rather it is a buy. That's it. So who can help us for this third one? AUDJPY. After this third one, we're rounding up. You can watch the recordings again to understand better. Some of us came in very, very late. You came in very late. I want to believe that's not your real name as well. So you're welcome all the same. Right? So who can help us with this third one? AUDJPY. Are you clicking on buy or are you clicking on sell? Who can help us out? We don't want this video recording to be too lengthy, right? So we'll be rounding up in the next minute or two.
so that you can watch the recording again and again. And don't forget, tomorrow, when we talk about the technicals, we're going to combine the two of them together and help you to understand much, much better. Okay. Greatness said we have no information on it. Okay. So what are you doing? Let us know what you are doing. We need to know your final decision. Okay. Let me see. Sipa said neutral, and she's laughing. Okay. Greatness said nothing. Okay. Sipa said neutral. Greatness said nothing. And I like the fact that Sipa was laughing because it seems you are on to us. When I say you are on to us, let me explain. You guys did not reply. Nobody answered. The other people did not answer. Oh, what a wahoo. What a wahoo. Wah. Okay. So now look at it this way. Okay, Eric Favor said we buy AUD and sell JPY. Interesting. I usually like it when people do this because it helps us to help you better, because some of us, we still need, let me tell you, it's a good thing that you are under the 10 trade roof. It's a good thing that you have this recording. We would advise you to watch it again and again. Maybe when you watch it for the third, fourth time, it will now sink in. But let me help you out with the answer. Let me help you out with the answer. Let me first of all clean up all of this. So we're looking at AUD JPY, and then we said, are you clicking on buy or are you clicking on sell? But look at it, AUD JPY, AUD JPY, and the information is on pounds, buy pounds. Is there pounds inside here? There's no pounds, there's no information. So what do? We do nothing, right? We are not buying, we're not selling, we're doing absolutely nothing. We put this AUD JPY there on purpose to be sure that you are sure of yourself. But it seems Eric Favor, unfortunately, is not sure. As I said, we buy AUD and sell JPY. What information? We said earlier, market analysis has to do with information, right? You take a decision based on information. But what information is prompting Eric Favor to buy AUD and sell JPY? There is no information. The information we have is GBP, and there's nothing. There's no GBP inside the AUD JPY, or is it AUD GBP JPY? That will be three currencies. Do you understand now? Now look at it now. I like this. Look at it now. And if everyone now said, oh, I was just giving the answer. You are giving the answer. You are giving the wrong answer. That is what people are doing now. They're just picking an answer and they're losing money. Do not lose money. In this business, as a quick disclaimer, in this business, it carries a high level of risk. It's a leverage market. So you need to ensure that you protect your money, number one. Don't just place trades for placing trades sake. You protect, meaning that you don't rush into the market if there is no information. Do you understand? No information, you do nothing. That crossing the road that we painted a scenario on earlier. What if the road you want to cross, what if it is foggy? Meaning that it's misty, you can't see well. Because you can't see well, you don't have any information whether there's any car coming or there's no car coming. What do? You do nothing. Will you put your life on the risk? No, absolutely no, you will not. You will do nothing at the end of the day. Do you understand? We hope it's making sense. You can see we're painting scenarios for you to understand. So for you to understand this pairing, you can say, okay, cross the road, information, no information, don't do anything. Bam, that is it. We want to round up now. We want to say thank you guys for joining us for today's session. We hope that today you got value. We hope that today you are understanding better. We hope that today is giving you that confidence that, oh, wow, yes, indeed, this business is making sense because I have this information. It's just the interpretation that I need to work on and then get better at and start placing trades and start making money. Don't forget, this is just the fundamentals. Tomorrow is the technicals. And when we talk about the technicals tomorrow, trust me, it will make more sense when you combine the two of them together. Thank you, Sipa Emmanuel. What's wrong with me, Tolu? Sipa Emilia said, yes, understood, sir. Eric Favor said, okay, understood. Greatness said, please, sir, I have a question. Yes, quickly shoot your question. Basi Aya said, thanks, sir. If you have a question, guys, quickly shoot before we round up now. We don't want the recording to be too lengthy. That's why we're trying to round up on time. So we wait for your question. And that's coming from Greatness. We wait. So we want to say thank you, guys, once again. Please watch this recording again if you have to. Share the link with others that you know would be interested in the business and would like to learn. the proper way. Yes, we need to say the proper way, because there are people out there that are training, but we don't believe they're doing it the proper way, at least from the information getting to us. A lot of us are here now, and you have attended training somewhere else, but you did not get the same value, and other people normally tell us. Okay, Greta said, I don't understand how to get the stop loss and take profit. Oh, that's yesterday's class. Were you in yesterday's class? Yesterday, we talked about how to calculate it, but how to get it, how to get the figure will be given to you tomorrow during technicals. It has to do with analysis. So it is tomorrow when we're looking at the technicals that would explain to you better the concept behind determining the proper stop loss amount in pips and take profit amount in pips as well. Don't worry, we got you, we got everybody. Any question that you ask, it would help you out, right, to understand better. Is that okay? Thank you. And you said, okay, sir, from greatness. If no other question from the rest of us, then we would like to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It has indeed been a good one. I want to appreciate you all for joining us. And of course, we are not leaving you alone. We're going to see you same time tomorrow by 2 p.m. Please come on time, guys. You guys did not come on time yesterday. Come on time, and then also invite people that you believe will take advantage, will be able to take advantage, benefit from what we have done today. So go over your notes, go over this video recording, and trust me, when you do that now, not in the next 1 hour, 6 hours, or tomorrow, once you do that immediately, mean that after this class, do not get up from where you are, flip through your notes, and trust me, it will get better and better and better. That is the best way to take advantage of anything in life. It is the earlier the better, and not through procrastination. Through procrastination, you learn something, you don't make use of it immediately, you are going to forget it easily, right? But thank you, guys. Basi Ayo said thanks, sir. Thank you. Greatness said okay, sorry. Eric Favor said thank you. Sorry, I was looking at the messages above. Okay, and Eric Favor too said thank you. Thank you, guys. It has indeed been a good one. I'm going to clean up this chat now. I'm going to shut down, stop the recording, so that it's not too lengthy.